Hey peeps, what's going on? It's Josh, and I realized that we haven't been making all that many videos because we've been busy with a lot of stuff in real life. I think we last made a video when we were on home time for Thanksgiving.
That's not true. We made the one where people thought
I swear I can't go through a video or a podcast without you interrupting my thoughts.
The fireworks, where people thought we got
swear.
shot. Remember?
That's true. But every content that I post is interrupted in some way by you. She's right though. When we were down in Jersey, it's actually cold as all get out, so
you have 2 hours and 0 minutes of remaining drive time.
We need to idle for a bit longer.
Of remaining drive time.
Because tell them what?
About what happened after the fireworks when we were about to go to bed, remember?
What?
The police.
The police?
The driver's license.
The driver's license?
The gang.
Oh. So basically when we were down in Jersey, getting ready to deliver, the video got abruptly cut off by a big bang. And, it wasn't a gunshot, which I actually thought at first that it was. And it wasn't. It was, fireworks. And they were literally right in front of our truck. Which was really rad, because how often are you just randomly parked on a street and fireworks go off in front of you? I don't mean like right in front of us. I mean like right within, like the perfect distance. We weren't too close to them and we weren't too far away. And they were beautiful. And so that was really, really rad. Our APU is still not functioning at all. And I mean, I didn't expect it to change, but we are currently in Missouri, and after we drop this load off in a few hours, we're at a Love's right now, and I don't usually park at Love's unless that happens to be the closest thing to our drop or our pick or what have you, or wherever we end up for the night. But this place is like literally on the same street as our delivery, and it's actually a really nice big lot. I was able to do a straight back. I came in the entrance right in front of us and I looped around because there's a nice big lot, and I went right back up and boom, straight in. And the guy next to me is nose in, so not that my APU works, but idling temporarily because it gets really cold at night. Right now it's 32 degrees outside, but it was a bit colder. What's going on back there? Is he jumping on Marv?
No, Marvin's jumping on him.
Marvin, your brother's not a trampoline. Hey! Ridiculousness. So yeah, we got here, and as soon as we drop this load, I think we are going to be deadheading to Springfield because we need to go, and my air compressor is continuously pushing air into the tanks, which RA is telling me that needs a different shop. So we're going to be getting 2 different shops to work on the truck. Check them if you need to. Like, don't let them escalate.
I'm trying.
Marvin! Stop!
Are you live? Pause it.
I literally had to pause it, which I didn't even know that you could do this now inside of the app. Yeah. So I had to pause it because I had to yell at a certain pug who was jumping on a certain Peterbilt and using him for a trampoline.
You have 2 hours and 0 minutes of remaining drive time.
Why are you giggling?
Because Peter looks funny right now.
So, I'm gonna come back there and kill him.
No, don't kill him. He's cute.
I'm gonna kill them both. Not literally. I just say that. So we should be headed to, Springfield after this. It's about 130 miles. So it should be Deadhead, I think. Because this has been since
3 weeks.
Yeah, it's been like 3 weeks that our APU hasn't worked. And we've still been right on par, just under our fleet average. So once our APU is working again, we should be well within the fleet average. And essentially I've had to buy fuel more often and more of fuel and keep more fuel on board than I otherwise would if the APU were working, because I can't not have warmth. I'm not gonna freeze on this truck. And we haven't been expected to. And, but even though the company's like, whenever you're near a motel, go ahead and get a room. We're not near motels where we stop most nights. But when we are, we've gotten, 2 motel rooms? One motel room. And, yeah. So, I wanted to give you guys a heads up because I have been podcasting over on Castbox. And I'll try and put the link in my pants. But if you look for it, I'm also working on getting, it's called the Just Josh podcast, or Just Josh should come up if you search on Castbox. And I'm currently waiting for my Apple password to be reset so that I can submit the pod RSS feed to Apple, to get that put in iTunes. And then I was also working on Stitcher, and I forget where else. SoundCloud is a different bear, because SoundCloud is where Maggie and I have our combined podcast that we're really not doing anything with, because I'm concerned about the naming convention that we selected. I feel like it's too long and it's not going to be easy to search for and or spell. And I feel like we should choose something shorter, like 1 or 2 words that are a bit more catchy. And Maggie thinks it's fine the way that it is, but I'm not sure. It doesn't, And then we're trying to figure out, should we, we're thinking about doing 1 podcast a week for that podcast. And then I thought an hour would be good, and she thought 30 minutes would be good. And
45.
So then we talked about doing what?
45.
And so then she talked about doing 45 minutes, which that's an easier compromise than the name, because I think we should change it. She thinks it should stay the same, and her argument was, well, since you think it should change, then automatically that means that's what we have to do. And I'm like, well, no, but I have reasons for why it should change, and I don't know what her reasons are for keeping it the same, other than it's already named that.
Can you even change your name?
Huh?
Can you even change your name?
Oh yeah, you could do it. It's just a matter of picking something that's like, okay, so my thing is Road Trippin' with Josh and Mags is what I think it's called. That, if you were sitting down, talking to someone.
You don't have to, type in the whole thing, though. You can type in, 2 words out of that, and it would bring it up.
Yeah, but if somebody types in Road Tripping with a G, which is how it's spelled, they're not going to find us.
How are they going to find us anyway? It would be through one of our social medias, and they would know what it was anyway, because there would be a link.
That's not how word of mouth with podcasts goes. You don't even listen to podcasts.
Yes, I do.
You listen to Alex.
No, I don't.
What else do you listen to?
I listen a lot to podcasts, thank you very much.
Which ones?
With you.
With me. which proves my argument. So when I'm finding out about podcasts from other people, they tell me, oh, look for this. They don't send me a link. They just tell me, oh, I listened to CGP Grey, and then I go and look for that. Or, oh,
CGP Grey.
one that Katie told me about, and you're doing it again. That super annoying interrupty thing.
I'm sorry you didn't even ask me if I wanted to be a part
That's
of this
not
video.
true. Before we started recording, I did ask you. And you were like, yeah, probably not.
Yeah, but I was busy when you were asking.
Okay, well, come up and be a part of it with me. But you keep cutting off every other sentence, and that's really irritating.
I would not say it's every other thing.
I would say you're being elf right now and just arguing.
He doesn't argue.
Peter. Holy guacamole, brother. Oh, man, that puppy. Whew. I think a part of my sensory, olfactory, is it olfactory? Is your sense of smell? Peter's got gas.
He always has gas. He's a puppy. Short intestines. Peter, is my sweatshirt back here?
I do not know.
I was asking Peter. Thank you.
I'm sure, because Peter's gonna answer you. Anyway, but the long and short of it is, we're not sure what we're gonna do with it. So we got through with Thanksgiving home time, and I've been in, I don't know what's been going on with me, but I've been in a weird place with making videos where I just haven't been thinking about it, and I've been more like, I've posted, well, total on the Just Josh podcast, there's 5 postings, 5 pods in the podcast, and I like doing that. That's been fun and interesting and stuff, and I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, but I also want to keep posting videos because I enjoy doing this as well, and I enjoy talking to you guys, but we've also had a lot going on the truck and been focused on things, and we've had a couple of shorty loads and just a lot going on, and we're gearing up for Christmas. We're getting ready to go over to California to see Maggie's side of the family for Christmas, and I'm super excited about that. I can't think of anything else, babe.
What?
What else?
Remember me in Springfield for a few days?
Yeah, we are probably going to be in Springfield for about 2 days. I'm guessing. It's just a guesstimate. There's always the opportunity that they could get us in and immediately work on the truck and get us dispatched on our next load the same day, but it's pretty unlikely that would happen. So when we get there, because they're going to need to work on the truck and they're going to need to be in the truck to do that, I'm going to get with dispatch when we get there and line up a room and drop Maggie and the boys off in the room, and then take the truck over and then grab the shuttle back to the room so that I can get sleep on my time off. The past couple of loads, my sleep has been broken because during my 10, things need to be done, and there's a part of me that I'm just like, oh, I have to be up at 3:30 and it's almost 1 now, so is there even any point in going to sleep? But I know that there is, so I'm going to take the boys out. I'm going to end this. Get out of it, boy. I'm going to end this and just get to bed for a couple of hours before I mean, literally, it's like right over that, in that direction, I believe, and it's a Walmart, so we can only get there 1 hour before delivery, so not too bad though. It's gonna be okay. It's just a matter of making sure that I get up. Which,
Your beautiful Maggie will help you do.
yeah. And I'm lucky, because if I were on my own, I would really be worried. But next time we go to Walmart, I actually want to get one of the wind-up Big Bens. Because they don't require...
What that is.
What?
I think you have to explain to people what that is, because I didn't know that's what it was called.
Oh, the Big Ben clocks are the ones with the 2 big silver bells up top, and there's this little tinker thing that goes back and forth, and it rings. And you wind them up, and then there's a little rotary dial in the back that you spin to set the alarm. And they're super loud, and you don't need batteries or power because they're wound. And I used to use one. When's the last time I used one?
I used to use one in high school.
I used one in high school, but I also had one in Michigan at some point. Because I would take it with me for overnights. And so that I wouldn't have to find an outlet in people's homes, I would just use my Big Ben. And yes, I also have my cell phone, but that doesn't always wake me. And sometimes I hit snooze without realizing that I did. I'm not, like, actually awake yet. I just hit snooze. And so that's not good.
Oh, tell them about your snoozing.
Well, today I kind of did snooze.
Well, yeah, but you have a goal.
My goal is to stop snoozing at all. Because on the truck, I'm not... If I'm snoozing for 30 to 40 minutes of my 10-hour break, and then it usually takes me at least an hour to settle down and actually get to sleep, just because I have to wind down and stuff. I can't stop driving and immediately go to sleep, because for me, as soon as I finish driving, I start running back through things in my head. And that's why a lot of times when I first get done driving, I'll use the bathroom. We have one on the truck. And I'll play Cookie Clicker. But I'm not thinking about Cookie Clicker as I'm playing it. I'm thinking about my day. How did I do? Like, particularly, there was this one point where I was on the highway, and these cars came in, and there was a car that came in right behind this cop. And then the cop and the car both immediately merged into the hammer lane, and they got right in front of a FedEx double. And the FedEx double had to slow down and get into the right lane. And for some reason, I can't stop thinking about that, because I feel like that cop, number one, that cop, like, I don't understand why that cop put up with that pickup truck following them so closely. And then number two, the cop pretty much cut off the truck, let alone the pickup behind him or her, depending on the officer's gender, I don't know. But it bothered me, because I'm like, that it was so unsafe. If I had been in that, like, it's so hard for us to get stopped, and when people cut us off, it just messes things up. It's not good. And I guess for me, the past couple of weeks, I've felt a higher level of anxiety, I feel like. Because we're getting close to Christmas, we're getting close to the end of the year. I'm coming up on my 1 year with Jim Palmer. Just a lot of things that are causing me to be, I don't know what the word for it is. But I've kind of drawn into myself and, like, just kind of been like, okay. Working really hard to stay vigilant on the road. I'm not perfect by any means, but I try really hard to be safe. And when I get done driving after a shift, like today, I did, I can't see. Excuse me. Today I did 511 miles.
Not having to buy hair products.
And,
Sorry.
And, I don't know, by the time I get done driving, how long did it take me to do that? Oh yeah, 9.5 hours. I was on duty for 9:37. No, that's not right. 9:27 was drive. Whatever. Basically like a little over 9 hours I was driving. And,
That's pretty good. You did over 500 miles, didn't you?
Yep, 511. But,
Good job, babe. You're the shit.
thank you. But when I get done driving, that's when I find that my brain, and it's funny because my trainer said that this would happen. And I was like, I do have to wind down after work, but I usually don't have a problem sleeping. But I've noticed that in with my normal dreams, I've been having stressful ones. And I think I'm just nervous about approaching my 1-year anniversary as a driver. And, because it's a milestone, right? And there are a lot of drivers at Jim Palmer right now that are getting new trucks. And I've kind of embraced it. Like, oh, I might get a new truck. We might get a new truck if, like, whatever. If it really depends. It's not just based on miles. So I don't know what's going to happen. And I've done that in order to be okay with whatever happens. Like, I'll be grateful if I get a new truck, and I'll be grateful if I stay in Cecil. I'm really looking forward to being at the terminal for a couple of days because of laundry, and to just clean out the truck a little bit, because it's been getting, like, with us not having a working refrigerator and just trying to stay focused and get miles in, I haven't stopped to do laundry. We need to get a shower in. The dogs need some good playtime, and so I think some of those things are definitely contributing to me just feeling extra introverted, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. And also, there's something to be said that before we went on home time, we were eating really, really clean and carefully, and I was losing weight. And since we went on Thanksgiving, and we haven't had, our fridge literally doesn't even stay on all night, so we can't keep food in it. It can't be trusted. And when you wake up and it's like in the teens in your cab, that's kind of, it's just been a lot of stressful changes, and I feel like my eating's just been crap too. And so it's not a really good feeling to go from like moving in a great direction to like backpedaling and gaining some weight back, and feeling less comfortable in your clothing, and then not even, like, we just need to do laundry, and there's a lot going on, I guess. And I guess that makes sense why I might feel kind of anxious. That makes sense. So for those of you that have been missing the videos, in the past I've tried to kind of, when I come back, let you guys know what's going on, so you don't think that I just checked out, didn't make videos, and didn't care. That's not the case. But sometimes I think when you're a YouTuber and you share so much of your life, you can go through periods where if you're not in a good headspace, you don't share that, because I don't want to put that out into the world. I don't feel like that's a good thing. And for some reason, when I'm making podcasts or when I'm making pods, that doesn't feel, I don't know, that doesn't feel as difficult as making videos. Not that this is difficult. I don't know why it's different. I guess the level of interaction is different. What'd you say?
You can just roll down the road and do a podcast.
That's true. Like, I can, before I start rolling, I just turn on the podcast and then I record it while I'm driving, and it's almost helpful. But for these, I need to be stopped, and, you know, it's a separate situation, if that makes any sense at all. But you guys are never far from my thoughts, and I hope that you're all doing well. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to having an APU that works again. It really stresses me out when I wake up and the truck's cold and Marvin is stiff and shaking and Peter's in a tight little ball because he's so cold. And then we pull Marv under the covers and we pull Peter up. It's just not a good feeling. It makes me feel less safe in the truck. And that's, but the alternative is waking up every 2 hours, which I set my alarm, but then I don't hear it because I'm so tired. And, yeah, so I'm really looking forward to having a functional APU again. And, it might sound a little babyish, being like, oh, my APU doesn't work and it's stressing me out. But it really, not being comfortable temperature-wise in your truck is a big deal. And I've heard that from a lot of drivers. So I don't think it's, if I'm looking at myself objectively, I'm trying, and I'm thinking, no, that's a reasonable thing to want. A fridge that works, and so you can store your food and be on plan and be healthy. And then, because the reintroduction of this much sugar into our diets and this level of food that we're eating, it's crap. And it's just not been good for me psychologically. So I'm really looking forward to getting back to our plan and making steps towards going in the right direction, and I'm really looking forward to the truck feeling better, getting laundry done. And I don't try to talk about negative things, but I want you guys to have a realistic view of what it's like to live on a truck, without me just being a whiny baby about it, but just being realistic, these things aren't so fun when they happen, and they do happen. So, yeah. Marvin, no. Thank you. Good boy. But I gotta take the boys out and get a little bit of sleep because I've got maybe 2.5 hours to sleep, and I'm gonna take them out and then go ahead and skedaddle to bed. But I hope that you guys are well. I really appreciate you spending a part of your day to watch this and hanging out with us a little bit. And I hope that you guys had a super awesome Thanksgiving. And I hope that you're getting ready for Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate. And I hope your day was a good one. And I'm going to try and make another video tomorrow. And, okay, well, Peter just...
from the terminal.
What?
Hopefully from the terminal.
Yeah, if we're at the terminal or at the motel, we'll make another video and kind of give you guys an update on what's going on. And I'm a little nervous about going to the terminal because there's been so many changes since I was there last. I don't even know what entrance to go in anymore. So I'm not even really sure where we'll be heading.
There's videos about it on the Prime website, I think.
Or even what entrance to go in. Well, you can watch them and let me know. So yeah. Yeah, I gotta get to sleep. But much love, peep out.